I will tell you that Coca-Cola Zero is now the third largest selling soft drink in the U.S. So that tells you a lot, doesn't it? The truth is, as managers and business owners, we spend so much time working in our business that we really don't have time to work on our business, right? So that's what we're going to do together today, for our short time together. We're going to take time to work on our business and take a look at your marketing and see how healthy it is, all right? Because we know as business owners, in fact, it's just barely 2 o'clock here, and we know already today we've done this list and then some more. We've done products, distributions, inventory, finance, systems, IT, personnel. Oh, that was just this morning, right, gang? The day's only half over, right? But the truth is, what about our marketing and advertising? Sometimes that gets put on the back burner, doesn't it? We think that it's the fluffy stuff and think, oh, I'll update my web page later. And then 3 months goes by and you go, I've been meaning to update that Facebook page, right? We've all done it, right? Guilty, we all been there. But imagine if we spent that much time working on our pricing as we do on our marketing. Imagine how much more successful we'd be. We'd be a lot better businesses. So for our time together today, I want you to imagine that your business is like a human body, if you will. We see how healthy we are. And you and your management and marketing team, you're the brains of the operations, right? Allegedly. Yes. And then your products and services, so those are the muscles, the arms and legs that makes it all go. And then your customers, they're your lifeblood, because without them we couldn't survive, could we? We know how important they are. Well, for our time together, I also want you to imagine that your marketing is your self-image. All right? It's your self-image. It's how you think about yourself, it's how you feel about yourself, and it's how you present yourself to the world. Now, we all know that an unhealthy self-image, that can be very damaging, right? Does anybody here have children? Raise your hand. Right? Lots of people have children. But we've got something really important in self-esteem and how we feel about ourselves. It's something we really try to instill in our families. At the very least, poor self-esteem, it can stand in the way of you reaching the levels of success that you could otherwise achieve. That's what self-help books are all about, right? Dress for success, how to win friends and influence people, The Secret. What do you think? Right? There's a way to go learn The Secret. At its worst, a poor self-image, it can damage an otherwise unhealthy body, right? And that's where illness can creep in. Things like a common cold knock you out for a few days, or even like something like the flu or pneumonia can really take you out for a while.
I've been cheerful.
Much in the same way in business.
Participating.
Poor marketing health can hold you back, cost you time, money, poor morale, and stop you from making the profits you've always wanted to achieve. Let's face it, you have the best products in the world, you have the best services in the world, but if the world doesn't know about you, how are you going to reach your full potential? So just like a doctor, I've got 5 key questions I'd like you to think about today and consider them. And it's the way of getting a prognosis on the health of your business market. So question number 1, how clearly do you communicate consumers' needs and desires that your business provides? Question number 2, how emotionally engaged are consumers with your brand? I always like to stop and reflect on this question for a moment before I go on to the next question, because I think M&M's is so fun. I think they're such a fun advertiser, right? And who doesn't love chocolate, right? But a couple years ago, the M&M's, they were hiding in the cabinet, and the guy walks up to the snack bowl, he's like, get in the ball, and the camera turns, and like, you get in the ball. They throw the old crouton and hit him upside the head, and then right? And then this past year, the red M&M walks into the brown M&M's party and goes, oh, it's that kind of party. That's our emotional engagement with M&M's. Question number 3. Have you clearly articulated your market position? Davis, we're number 2. Who's right order? Number 4. Are you clearly differentiating yourself from your competitors? And then finally, question number 5. How well known are you here in Lexington? When you joined us here today, you got the Marketing Health Check workbook. It's got all the questions in there, so you can follow along or take notes. But we would love to work with you on that to help get clarity and focus that will ensure that your business marketing is in tip-top condition. And at the end of today's presentation, we will introduce to you a proven marketing concept that will inject some good, healthy energy into your marketing activity and then contribute to its long-term marketing fitness. Well, what does this mean? It means delivering tangible marketing results and increasing your health in all of these indicators and creating a real impact for your business at a fraction of the cost that you normally pay. We'll more about that later. So I'm going to be the marketing director because I am from Miami University, right up the road. and I studied mass communications and marketing, and pulled the doctor here and asked some go into detail on some of these questions. So question number one. Now, most people don't realize it, but a market is simply a group of people or consumers who share a common need or desire. Now, that's pretty simple, right? But the more clearly that you define that need or desire, the more effective you can communicate with your market. And then the more compelling that your business proposition becomes. Now, this may sound strange, but a company that's selling kitchens, they're not really selling kitchens. Sounds kind of crazy. What do you think they're really selling? Anyone in real estate? Anyone buy a house? What's that? Yeah? What are you really buying?
You're buying a product.
Comfort, right? And what these products provide, right? Because you can buy a new kitchen. I can buy new granite countertops. I can buy a stainless steel dishwasher. But at the end of the party, I'm still the guy cleaning them, right? They're not magic. You know, at the end of a party, where does everybody end up? Well, I love it. The three of us said, we're going home, right? And then you said, where? To the kitchen, right? Well, we're in the hot tub, right? No, it's not that kind of party. But everybody ends up in the kitchen. I love it. I've been out of college for 20 years. I got this house with a teeny tiny kitchen, and we somehow managed to get 25 people in this little space that's no bigger than there to there. It's crazy how that works. We're buying the idea of what our life can be. Think about it. The last time you went house shopping or apartment hunting, you walked in a place, you're like, no, that's not right for me, right? Because you're buying the idea of what your life can be. Because the kitchen is the heart of the home. It's where we gather the family for dinner, for homeworks, for family holiday gatherings, with our neighbors on Saturday night for a drink, or for Sunday football. That's what we're buying, the idea of what our life can be. You see, people don't buy your products or services for what they are, for the features. They buy for what these things represent, the benefits. And that can be kind of crazy. Here's a great example of a local advertiser that does a great job.
Did you know that water is back up at Lake Cumberland? Jamestown Marina and State Dock invites you to come to Lake Cumberland for fun on the water. Bring your family and friends to rent a houseboat. Prices starting under $1,000. Take your next vacation close to home. Come on down and make memories that'll last a lifetime. Call Jamestown Marina or visit jamestown-marina.com to book your trip.
Yeah. It's all about the features. What do we remember from that, right? Anybody? What's your takeaway? Fun? Yeah, let's go. I'm ready. You know, it's interesting. I've seen that commercial maybe 25 times. There was actually a short line in there that said, beginning at prices under $1,000. I've actually seen that 20 times. I just noticed it for the first time today. Because it's not about the prices. It's about the idea of what our life can be. Apparently, if I have a houseboat, I'm going to have 20 friends, and we're going to hold hands and jump off a boat. I'm all about that. Features versus benefits. And features and benefits can be kind of hard to understand the difference between, because we caught them. And I'll pick on Anthony for just a second, because he's with Byron Heating and Air. Have you ever seen a heating and air company where they've advertised, we've been serving Lexington since, I don't know, 19XX or 2004? Has anybody ever done that in their advertising? Did Brian do that?
Yeah.
And what do you guys say? 1940. Now, what's the value in that, right? It means they're trustworthy, incredible, and honest. I mean, we like that. We need to know that the people we're calling are reputable businesses. That's good. But on the flip side of the coin, if it's the end of July, it's 106 degrees in Lexington, guess what? I kind of don't care how long you've been in business. I just need to know, do you have 8 trucks, 24-hour service, and are you on your way because I'm dying? Right? We've all been there, right? Well, hopefully not. Hopefully not too much. But Anthony hopes we've all been there. Features and benefits, they can be kind of confusing like that. So that's something that we do really well at WKYT. We're experts at that. And as an Impact Plus member, we will work closely with you to clearly define the benefits that your products and services provide so that you get to control the messages that your customers receive. Question number 2. How emotionally engaged are consumers with your brand? The most successful brands are the ones that clearly communicate benefits to engage us emotionally, don't they? My favorite ad of all time, in the history of all ads since the Egyptians started coloring on papyrus, right? Best ad ever. It was 1977. I was a wee lad. And it was started a young woman on a hilltop holding a candle, and she started to sing. I'd like to teach the world to sing. Okay, well, don't need to go to church. But you got the right idea. Yeah, who was it? I love it. Right there in the second row. I described it. You knew right away who I was talking about, didn't you? Okay.
I actually got to meet that lady.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. You tell a story of what happened. I love that commercial. I love it. It's Coca-Cola. They engage us emotionally. And I love the fact that, being from Atlanta and going to the Coke Museum and all that fun stuff. Coca-Cola, you look at their advertising now, they don't say things like, we taste good, or we taste better than Pepsi, or we're so much busier, or less caramel coloring, or, acid number 5. They don't talk about any of that. They say, I'm going to be happy. They sell happiness in a can. They do. So that's why we reach for it. They've been doing it for 100 years, and we love it. We love it for that reason. Another great example, Apple. How many of us have an Apple product stuck to our body like right now? Raise your hand, raise it high, don't be ashamed, don't be ashamed. So about a good 80% comfortably. An Apple phone, right? Because we don't go too far away from them, do we? Well, I see it, it's over there. We're going to phone stack that at lunch. We have a high engagement with Apple and their products. Here's the weird part, newsflash game. The iPod was created 10 years ago. Only 10 years ago. Man, look how much our world's changed just on one product. And we're so engaged with that product. We're so engaged with it right here. I'm getting to stop. He's so busy right now because he loves it. I'm just giving him a hard time. We love it. And if I were giving away an Apple 5C in gold, who'd want it? I don't know. I'd take 2 of them. I don't care. I got 6 in my house. I'll take 2 more. I'm good. That is high emotional engagement. And they don't even make a product that we need. Number 2 company in the world with $98 billion. Second to what? Oh, an oil company. Yeah, I use that to get to work today. They don't even make anything you need. That's shocking. There are other MP3 players out there when the iPod came out, right? There's other MP3 players. Can we name one? No. It's crazy, right? That's high emotional engagement. And I know that Apple's a crazy, extraordinary example, right? But you know what? You can have that same emotional engagement with your own customers, and it's possible. And not only is it possible, it's vital to your success. So for a glowing marketing, your brand, your advertising, it needs to create an emotional response. Then you need to back it up to customer experience that only you deliver. So how emotionally engaged are your customers? It's really simple. Just ask them. You get your best ideas from who? Customers, right? Absolutely. So customer feedback survey, it's a great thing to do. It's easy to do. It's cheap to implement. You can do it at the end of the register. You can do it by phone. You can do it by email. You can do it online. You can do it on Facebook. Because heaven knows, when you have unhappy customers, they're real quick to write, aren't they? Right? So just ask them. Get your best ideas. We've got a sample in your workbook to get you started. One of the best indicators of how customers are feeling or how they're all feeling is repeat business. We love it. We can't get enough of it. Buying is an emotional process that we all go through. And satisfied customers, they will vote with you with their wallets, they will spend the money, and those that are unhappy, they will vote with their feet and will keep walking. Question number 3. Have you clearly articulated your market position? The world's most successful brands, they pick a market position and they own it. Nobody can touch them. They're known for exactly what they stand for. We're familiar with every single one of these brands. We know what they stand for, we know what they sell, we know about what we pay, we know about what level of service we get. But here's the craziest part about this slide for me. Every time I see it. Every single one of us right here in this room right now, we all just made a conscious, emotional decision on whether we would do business with these companies, just by looking at their logos. We've been discussing Apple, Jimmy Nash homes. We know the style of his homes, some of the price points, and some of the nicer ones that might be out there. We probably have an eye on that. Comfort Heating Air, we're certainly familiar with them. We might pay for a visit. Is anybody a big fan of Guinness? Oh my gosh, the Guinness in the back row. black and tan, and if I drink that, I'll be in a beer coma. That's not good. In the last group I had, the woman said, she goes, I like it warm. That was who said that. Oh, that's how I feel. Oh, not good. But then on the other side, Cadbury, Easter, back in April. Oh, Cadbury caramel egg. I scarfed down 2 of those in 8 seconds, and that included unwrapping. No, I don't even think I unwrapped them. I ate them that fast. That was a good emotional experience. I'd like to repeat that. BMW. Who here drives a BMW? Raise your hand high. No one? Really? Can I make fun of them? Okay, so I'll go quick and say, okay. BMW, you either love that car or you hate the people that drive it. It's kind of like how I feel about Buffalo Bills fans. Right? You know, it's funny, I'm not making so much fun of BMW because we could put in any car or make in there. We could put in Chevrolet, we could put in Ford. We do not feel like, about our cars, we don't go, we like love our cars. Right? So we have a big emotional engagement. And then of course we've got my personal favorite, McDonald's, right? Who thinks McDonald's is the best hamburger they've ever eaten? No one? No one. No one. Right, no one. I tell you, McDonald's is crazy like this because but yet how many of us have been to McDonald's in the last, I don't know, 45 days?
24 hours.
Well, okay, this morning?
Today.
Today? Yeah, exactly. 54% of Americans have been to McDonald's in the last month. What? That's huge. I didn't even think that was possible, but yeah. I figured it out, it's my rest area of choice. I can get food, I can go to the bathroom, stop and get gas across the street, and, get something to eat. I mean, we love McDonald's. We love it, even though it's not the best hamburger. We also know what level of service we get at McDonald's. I certainly, we don't go for the service in my opinion. Right? But we go to Chick-fil-A and we say, thank you. What do they say? They sure do. Wow, they have got y'all trained good. That's good. So that's our relationship with McDonald's. In fact, have you ever been out of the country and like a place where they don't speak English and you see McDonald's, you're like, oh, McDonald's, let's go. That's how I feel almost when I go to New York City.
Yeah.
McDonald's.
Except you pay $10.
Right. Exactly right. The New York market, absolutely. So that's our relationship with McDonald's. We love it for that very reason. But again, we all just made a conscious emotional decision on whether we would do business with these companies. We went, yep, no, not ever, maybe, and I don't know, I'll try it again. That kind of thing. But you know what? Let's put your own name or business or logo up here. If I were to go on the street right now and ask potential customers, what springs to mind when I give them your business name? What do you think their response would be? Would they be clear about who you are, or where you are, or what you stand for? More importantly, how will they describe where they see you in comparison to your competition? Let's take this example. Let's say you've got a headache. You need a pain reliever, so you open up your medicine cabinet, and what do you grab? Second.
Nothing, probably drink water.
Drink water? Well, you're smarter than most people. That's good. But let's not ask her. Listen, trust me, I've gotten some crazy responses. Once I asked somebody, and they went, well, I put up the bag and I get the twigs and a piece of bark. So I'm with you. I'll take the glass of water. But how about what do y'all two grab for a pain reliever? Advil? What do you order? Tylenol? Motrin? Ibuprofen? Excedrin? Who said Excedrin? Did you get migraines?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But no, I don't do that.
No,
Just regular headaches.
right, but that's it. Somebody said Guinness. Somebody said Guinness. Right. Oh, that's right. They're Kentucky. Absolutely. Well, we all know that Advil and Tylenol are the biggest in the product in their category. We know that. That's not a new secret. In fact, they're two totally different products, right? One's ibuprofen and one's acetaminophen. They're actually scientifically two different products, right? While they're both high quality and high cost, there's also lots of other positions that are in the pain relief category. It's not just about high quality or low cost or high quality and high cost. There's actually all these others. Bayer, which is real aspirin, that's even health preventative, right, for heart attacks, right? We've got CVS and Walgreens. We've got Motrin, Anacin, Excedrin, Nubrin, Aleve. We've got goodies if you want it in a powder. I don't know about you guys, but I'd happily own 1% of any of these companies and retire forever. Love them all. And in fact, I've probably had 1, to, I mean, at least take 6 or 7 of those at some point. I've tried, not at the same time. But I certainly tried all of them. I think it's interesting. We feel very strong about these products because when we may not feel good or something, we say, I really need Advil for that, or I really need Tylenol for that. And we're strong feelings about it. But then on the flip side of the coin, have you ever like opened up your desk at work or your purse and you open up that drawer and you've seen like I don't know, a paper clip and 4 cents and I don't know, Lifesavers from last year, right? And you go, ugh. Then you yell out, does anybody have any Tylenol? You go, no, but I've got some Midol. I'll take it. Right? We'll do it. We'll swap it out in a year or a second. We will. And yet, what's ironic is, don't we all have 2, 3, 4 of these in our house right now? Maybe more. Absolutely. We sure do. So there's more than 2 positions when it comes to your product category. But what kind of brand are you? The simple fact is that a healthy marketing plan dictates the words, phrases, and images that you use to speak and engage with your ideal customers. And if you don't have a positioning statement, now's a great time to make sure you have one. Because ultimately, potential customers, if they don't instantly know who you are, or where you are, what you stand for, how on earth are they going to decide where they buy? You see how important it is the way we feel about a product when it comes to parting with our hard-earned cash? Whether it's a beer, or whether it's a $2 bottle of aspirin, or whether it's a $40,000 car. How we feel drives it at every single turn. We will work with you on helping you position your brand effectively so that you'll have an indisputable advantage in this marketplace. So on to question number 4. Are you clearly differentiating yourself from your competitors? What do you offer that's unique? How do you market your products and services differently from your competitors to make yourself clearly stand out? In other words, what is your company's DNA? I really have struggled with this position for all of my career when it comes to this because I think it's a really difficult thing to communicate because a lot of people will say price, quality, or service. You know, I'm thinking, we just talked about all these examples from Apple and cars and things like that where we see that they don't do price, quality, and service. They talk about what makes their product great for you as a consumer. And then what we're paid is all secondary at that point. I kind of break it down from a DNA standpoint. As human beings, we have 23 chromosomes in our DNA, right? We're like 1 chromosome away from being a chimpanzee, right? We are 99.9% alike, right? We have 98.6 blood temperature. We have 2 lungs, 2 kidneys, 1 liver, if we're lucky, right? We all bleed red, except we're in Lexington, so we bleed blue here, right? We're all way alike. But it's that 1% that can really set us apart, sometimes preventing us from communicating with each other. But it's also that 1% that makes us dynamically amazing, right? Not just whether we're black or white, or whether we can sing or dance or play piano or stand up in front of the crowd and make bad jokes, or whether we can lead people or help people or work as a doctor. I mean, these are the traits that make us amazing people. So I ask you, that individual trait that makes you stand out as a human being, let's apply that to your business. You know, one of the things I struggle with, Anthony, is heating and air, and heating and air is heating and air. I struggle with that because it's not true, but we certainly want to stand out. In fact, I'll never forget, I had to buy a new heating and air unit 2 years ago. Has anybody ever had to do this? What'd you guys spend? What's that? I know you blocked it out, right? What did you guys spend? Did you get? I'm sorry?
We just purchased a heating and air.
How much did that set you back?
60 grand.
Yeah. It's not cheap, gang. I would have much rather have gone to Europe on that worldwide cruise. Seriously, we all would have. You know, it's so funny. I after that happened, a year later, I got a call from my tenants who live in a small rental property, that small kitchen place I used to live. And they go, Byron, the air conditioner's not working. I said, okay, well, let me call my guys. They'll be right out. I gotta take care of my tenants. Well, I call up my heating air company and go, hey, this is Byron. Can you run out and take care of it? Sure, Mr. Miller. I'm sorry we don't have you in the system. What? Look again. No, I'm sorry, Mr. Miller, we don't have you in our system. What? So I hung up the phone. And I sat there and I stormed back and forth. How could they? I spent $7,000 for those people. How could they forget who I am? I'm important. What did I do, Anthony?
Hold on.
Bingo! What? I work in marketing and advertising. advertising, I know everything about marketing and advertising.
That's great, Anthony.
Yeah, I'm fooled like everybody else. I was blown away. It was a learning moment. So, you know, you really got to hang your shingle on what makes you stand out. Whether you got 24-hour service, whether you got 18 crews, whether you can be there in 12 hours or 8 hours, or are you on your way? Right? That's the stuff that's going to make you stand out. Yes?
They're personal we can talk about.
Right. So I really like to stop and to talk about that unique selling proposition so that you just don't go, well, our people are so good. Well, I'm sure Coke feels the same way about their people. They talk about how the product makes us feel good. You see, as consumers, we love to shop around, we love to compare and contrast. That's part of our being, right? And the difference between two choices, if it's not clear, if it's not obvious, we make our purchase based on one thing and one thing alone. What do you guys think that is? That's right. You got it. It's the price. They look the same and smell the same. We buy the cheapest. Not always the best decision. We know that. And you know what? And that's a bad business model. And we all know that. That's why we don't do that. So you have to make yourself different. You have to stand out. You get in the bowl. As an Impact Plus member, we will examine your business closely to find out what your unique selling proposition is. And our creative team will ensure that we're giving your ideal customers the right message that will appeal to them and differentiate you from your competition, which in the long run will enable you to cash in on the profits that you deserve. And then finally, question number 5, which is arguably the most important. Are you instantly recognized here in Lexington? If you're not listed in the top 3 on potential customers' mental shopping lists, you're probably not going to be considered at all when it comes time to make the purchase. Because businesses 1, 2, and 3, they will sell to them before they even consider you. We don't wake up and go, hey, I think I'll buy 4 new tires today. We wait till we've driven the threads off of it, might see a little metal poking out, and we've plugged it once. Then twice and go, oh, I'm going to be on the side of the road if I don't do this today. Or a heating and air unit. We don't go, hey, I would love to buy one of those today. It's usually under duress. We call who we know and who we like. I don't even know where I was going with this. But that's why this is. This is why though, this is the most important question. I remember now. This is why this is the most important question, because it has a direct connection to sales. The higher your brand awareness, the higher your sales. Period. That's all there is to it. And there's really only one way to ensure that you're in the top 3, and that's by advertising constantly. Advertise constantly. We'll put your name firmly on the mental shopping list of potential customers here in Lexington. And what's more, it reminds existing customers why they should continue to do business with you, and why they should tell their friends and neighbors and write nice things about you on Facebook. The truth is, if you could afford and to advertise year-round when you want to, absolutely, you would. Because in my experience, the opportunity to keep a brand at the forefront of consumers' minds is a no-brainer for every business. And I meet hundreds of business owners like yourselves every year. What most of us do is we tend to advertise when businesses either slow down by injecting some cash into a short-term call-to-action campaign, and then we just run a sporadic promotion or a sale or event based upon our seasonality. I promise you that for every company that's out there right now actively promoting themselves, they're taking an unfair share of thousands of dollars that are spent right here in Lexington every single day. And why? Or how? How are they doing that? Simply because their brand springs to mind immediately when people need what they sell. And if you're not promotionally active at a similar level, you're just missing out. Advertise consistently, and you'll raise the awareness of your brand over time. And then you control where you sit on that mental shopping list. If you give us the opportunity, we will work harder for you in the top 3 of thousands of mental shopping lists. Consumers right here. And then you won't have to rely on these risky, expensive short-term campaigns and then deliver long-term profitable results for your business. And that is your initial marketing health check. How are we feeling? Good, Byron. Your best ever. I know, right? Thanks. Well, when it comes to the remedy, we know that we have the right marketing prescription for your business, because customers, after all, they're the lifeblood of your business. And in order to gain a return on your marketing investment, you have to reach the right amount of people to do just that. And I'm